Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with my second video of how to cure ADHD permanently. Actually, this is a remake of my second video. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about the main difference between a person with ADHD and an average healthy person. I'm really excited to explain this today. Before we go, if you haven't subscribed into this channel, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell button so that you will get a notification soon as I upload a new video. There are many people in this world suffering from ADHD, losing all their hopes, their career, goals by not being able to compete with healthy, motivated challengers. It really is sad to feel that if you have everything perfectly on your body parts, and you're born with a good intellect, but when it comes to performance, you're always lagging behind to mentally healthy people. Except some exceptional cases to find, but most cases, people who have ADHD just suffer and struggle in their life. I was one of them who suffered my whole young life with ADHD. But no matter what doctors say, I didn't admit ADHD is not curable, but you have to learn how to manage it and live with it, things like that. I never accept those opinions. I wanted to motivate, achieve my goals, be a better and smarter person. So I started looking for an answer, a perfect solution, a perfect cure. Then after 8 years, finally I won. I'm cured now. Not only cured, but also as a result of my practices and the knowledge I gathered, I could figure out how to unlock the hidden potential of human beings. You may be thinking this could be another YouTube scam to get views. Actually, I got that kind of responses when I tried to publish some article regarding my concept and method about ADHD on social media. Some even had put swearing comments saying don't play with people who needs help, kind of things. So I really can't change the way people think, because accepting what doctors say is easier than really caring about your mental issues and look for other solutions. Most people are condition minded and always go for the easiest they can find and believe what most people do. But I gotta tell you, if you really care about your mental health issues, careers and goals, then you're at the right place. And if you keep watching all my videos, you will be convinced that what I'm saying is possible. If I could do it, then you can do it too. It won't take 8 years. It will take only couple of months, maybe less, because I spent lots of time trying to figure out my problems. So I went wrong directions so many times without knowing how to find a lead. That is why it took long time for me to find the right solution. But you need to keep this in your mind. There is no magic technique or any kind of medicine to recover from ADHD. It's a practice you need to do step by step. And the results always depends on your effort and your commitment. There are so many things I need to explain, but before we go there, we need to understand why ADHD patients have a lack of memory issues and many other problems. In order to recover from ADHD, you need to know how does your ADHD problem really affect you. To explain this, I take two individuals as subjects, one with ADHD and the other with an average healthy brain. These two individuals do not have any kind of genius capabilities. They are just average people, but imagine they are just finished their high schools. You can think that this could be you and your friend or something like that. Okay, let's take an example, as most of us have experienced at least one time in our lifetime. The first day of our first job. So these two individuals went to an interview previously and they both hired. Then they were asked to be at the workplace at 9 a.m. If you're ever in this kind of situation, you may remember usually on the first day, someone, a senior from the staff, comes and take you around the office, introducing you to staff and show you your workplace, and finally you will be given all the instructions to follow, including the job training. Let's see how these two individuals face the same kind of scenario in detail. Let's say they are already done with the most parts in the beginning. Now someone, a senior of the office, is going to give all the instructions to follow for the first day. So you can see the pictures here. These two individuals now paying attention simultaneously to the senior who is giving instructions to follow today. These two lines indicates the attention they are paying to the present moment. When the senior guys start talking, the time start from the left corner to the right. Just imagine like that, okay? What this individual is supposed to do is paying 100% attention and focus to the instructions given by the senior, right? But you can see here, these rounds indicates their thoughts running on their head. These thoughts could be anything. Something saw on TV last night, some horrible experience they faced, or something about this new job, this office. They could be anything. Now let's look at the guy with ADHD. You can see he pays attention on the first couple of minutes or couple of seconds, but suddenly his attention goes to something pops up on his head, onto these thoughts. It's happened completely out of his control. Then his attention stays here on this thought for a while. It could be a couple of seconds or maybe a millisecond. Then he suddenly realized that he needs to pay attention to the instructions on the present time now. So then he pushed his attention back to the present moment where the senior guy is giving instructions. Even though the ADHD guy tries his best to hold his attention on the instructions on the present moment, but his attention keeps jumping to each of his thoughts on his head. So now imagine the time passed. The instructions to follow today is already given. Now you can see some missing parts here, right? This particular time period, he was not really paying attention to the instructions 100%, but instead he was focusing on his thoughts here. So he doesn't have any memory on this particular time period. Let's see what is happening on the healthy guy's head. You can see this healthy guy also trying to pay 100% attention to the instructions, just like the guy with ADHD. But here the healthy guy's head is working a little different than ADHD guy. The guy with ADHD has many thoughts going on his head, but the healthy guy has only one thought and is also very small. But please note this. These numbers of thoughts are totally imaginary. They could be any number, but when we compare to a person with ADHD to a healthy person, always an ADHD person have a higher number of these thoughts going on his head. So these are just example in order to you to understand this concept clearly. Okay, right, let's see. Now you can see this healthy guy's head also works the same way. His attention from present moment jumps to this thought on his head and stays there for a while. Then he realizes that he needs to pay attention to the instructions, just like the guy with ADHD. Then he pulls his attention back to the constructions on the present moment again. But in this case, this healthy guy realized he must stay focused on the instructions continuously until the end. So he could do it until the end. You can see it here. The difference between two of these individuals is that the guy with ADHD really couldn't stay focused even he wanted. He got distracted by his thoughts popping up on his head. But on the other hand, the healthy guy, he only got distracted one time. Then he decided to stay focused on the present moment, on the instructions, so he could stay focused. This phenomenon most of you might not really notice, even if you have ADHD. Sometimes you only feel that you can't remember things. You might feel unable to understand things happening around you. Because your focus on the present moment jumps back and forth onto your thoughts to the present moment that extremely fast. So that's why you couldn't really notice this phenomena. So in most cases you won't be able to notice, but this is what really happening inside your head. Okay, now you may have an idea what happened until now. Let's see what's happened after that. If we calculate the time period of each one of these guys paid attention, we can see here clearly who stayed focused on the instructions on the present moment most of the time. You can see clearly that the healthy guy had won here. The guy with ADHD clearly lost. The fun part happens after this scenario. Let's imagine as an example. During these instructions given by the senior of the workplace had mentioned that there is a particular file needs to be signed and put into a particular file cabinet at the end of the day. If this guy with ADHD was paying attention to the thought on his head during the senior guy explaining about this particular file, then what could happen on the next day? The guy with ADHD will not have any memory regarding the file, so he would fail to sign and put the file into the cabinet, right? Then what will happen? Maybe he would get a negative compliment from the senior next day. Healthy guy won't have such problems because he was paying attention to the instructions most of the time. So he will be able to remember about the file. If you get a negative compliment the second day of your first job, that wouldn't be a good thing, you know that. If you are a sensitive person, you will feel bad, feel negative. Your excitement, your enthusiasm might get damaged. See this, unable to being on the present moment problem that ADHD patient experience every day not only affects on their memory problems, but also it leads to their career, relationship, time management, social, family problems, and many more. And the worst part is, when you get older, you might feel bad about yourself. Your failures may push you to get depression, anxiety, and many more other mental disorders. Sometimes people even commit suicide at the end. For me, I experienced all this. I had worse type of ADHD in the past. Doctor's medicine may keep you on some sort of a balanced state, but most cases you won't get any kind of motivation or a pure happiness into your life, because you know that you can't be like healthy, motivated people out there. This is what I really felt in the past. That is why I started looking for a perfect cure, a permanent cure for my ADHD problems, and I spent 8 years studying not only about ADHD, I studied about motivation, brain, mind, subconscious mind, and I tried to figure out what needs to be fixed in order to cure all my ADHD related problems and get the motivation I ever wanted. You know, ADHD management can fix certain tasks you deal with every day, but that is not what I wanted. I wanted to find the real root of this problem and kill it once and for all, as all my ADHD and other mental problems never come back again. Not only I killed the ADHD, I gained an ability to control all my emotions anytime as I want, including negative feelings and fear and worrying and many more. So I'm going to teach you everything step by step. So stick with me. I promise you, you will get to know everything to reshape your life. I hope you find today's video very useful as first step, and also please subscribe into this channel and share with everyone you know, and you can ask any question on the comment section, and believe in yourself and never give up. I have all the knowledge you need. Have a great day. See you soon with a new video.